Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? Or, as usual, I am here with the episode of war. Wars which are being fought, and these war has given some insight of progress, though it is really, really very painful. And today I will be discussing about uh, a very interesting war, which is called as Vatsa-Magadha War. And we have already discussed 10 King War. We have already discussed about Mahabharata. And this is very important war from the antiquity, which actually changed the scenario, the political, the cultural scenario of northern India. Now, before we go, we will be discussing about the significance of this conflict of ancient India. We will be discussing the causes of this war and consequences. Now, coming to Vatsa-Magadha War was a significant conflict in ancient India, driven by political and territorial ambitions. The stage was set in ancient India, as we have already discussed, a stage which is a land of flourishing kingdoms and very, very powerful rulers at that point of time. Among the prominent Mahajanapadas, or we can call it as a great kingdom, the neighboring realms of Vatsa and Magad were destined to cross paths because those both kingdoms were really very powerful. This saga actually tells the story of ambition, rivalry, and conquest of two powerful crowns that collided for some interest, some territorial expansion, and this actually resulted in something greater impact on northern India. So, story revolves around Ajatashatru. And everybody knows that Ajatashatru was the son of Bimbisara and was a contemporary of both Mahavir and Gautam Buddha. And to your astonishment, I want to tell you, when we talk about expansion and when we talk about Ajatashatru, and which is a contemporary of Mahavir and Gautam. So in this whole process, Ajatashatru just ignored the teaching of Mahavir and Gautam Buddha, because his main aim was to do expansion of Magadha. Now he forcefully took over the kingdom of Magadha from his father and imprisoned him, and from his father, and he fought a war against Vajika's league. Now it's a very interesting concept. I would like to discuss Vajika league, because Vajika League actually was an ancient Indo-Aryan league which existed during or from Iron Age till till Ajatashatru, or little more in that area. And later on, this whole league was controlled by Lichavis. So, this was started from Iron Age, and then it has a far-reaching effect. The city Patliputra was fortified by Ajatashatru. He also combined. He also actually encroached some villages of nearby villages and fortified them. Before we go further, I would also like to discuss what about the key cultural aspect or economic achievement of Vatsa. Because as I told you earlier, Vatsa was an equally powerful region or kingdom. So let's discuss the rise of Vatsa, and which is a very, very prosperous city. And the city of Kushambi was the capital and a beacon of culture, trade, and governance. King Udayana, the monarch, immortalized into folklores and literatures. And you must have heard about a few of the stories of Udayana. He ruled this land and renowned for his strategic positions. And this whole region was on the confluence of river. So trade, route, agriculture, all this, Vatsa was a very thriving hub of commerce and cultural exchange. Its advancement in arts and its vibrant court life made it as a jewel of ancient India. So, going forward, the Vatsa Kingdom was one of the 16th Mahajanapadas, as we call the Great Kingdom, and was notable for its cultural and economic achievement before its decline. Now, let us also discuss the achievement, and to begin with, that is cultural achievement. The literary contribution, let's discuss about Vatsa. The dramatist Bhasa immortalized King Udayana of Vatsa in his plays, which depicted Udayana's love story with Vatsa-Datta, the princess of Avanti. Now, coming to religious diversity, definitely. And those time, the Jainism, the Buddhism, and of course, this Vatsa was the hub of Vedic traditions also. Now, architectural significance, the capital city Koshambi was very well designed and was a prominent urban center with fortification and structures that reflected advanced planning. Now, when we talk about economic achievement, definitely trade and commerce, which was on the peak at that point of time, located at the junction of the rivers, Vatsa thrived as a trade center and economic development. Now, agriculture prosperity, since it was the land was at the riverbank, the fertile lands in the region supported robust agricultural activities, contributing to kingdom's wealth. One of the very prominent aspect of Vatsa was the iron production. Proximity to iron production center enabled them to make development in tools, weapons, and in strengthening not only economy but also military power. Now, these are few very good aspects of Vatsa and the whole scenario you must have understood. Now, coming to Magadha. The Magadha was at that point of time very ambitious state. To the east lay the Magadha Kingdom of Vatsa and emerging a superpower under the ambitious King Ajatashatru, known for his military techniques, genius, and he has a very undefined dream of actually controlling the territories. Ajatashatru harbored the dreams of unifying Mahajanapadas under Magadha banner. His gaze turned to Vatsa, the fertile land, the wealth, the strategic location, and that was the dream which he actually pursued, and he had a very big vision to fulfill this dream of expansion. The control, how the control unfolded, that's very interesting actually stages and very interesting stories. The rivalry culminated in a fierce conflict, the battle of strategy, resources, and determination. Ajatashatru, with a well-organized army and with well-organized tactics, launched an offensive attack against Vatsa. The war was not merely a clash of enemies, but a contest, a political contest, and economic upliftment of the Magadha region with the combination of all these. Actually, the attack was actually planned and it was done, while Vatsa resisted really well. But under Udayana, but the relentless push of Magadha forces eventually overwhelmed the kingdom, and now we'll be discussing about the causes and the consequences of this war. Now, let us discuss the causes. The territorial expansion, that is definitely, we had been discussing for long. Magadha under Ajatashatru sought expansion. It influenced entire region. The Vatsa Kingdom located at a strategic region and became the real and main or prime target for Ajatashatru. Now, rivalry among Mahajanapadas. Definitely, if there are many kingdoms, there will be one or another. There are many rivalries which occurs not only in those days, but even today also. So, during 5th century BC, the 16th Mahajanapada, or we call it the Great Kingdoms, were often in competition for dominance. The rivalry fueled a major war, which is Vatsa and Magadha War. The economic interest, definitely a very prime interest for any powerful ruler. The control over trade, control on agriculture, control on fertile land, definitely that significance. That is significant actually motivation for Ajatashatru as well as Magadha aggression. The consequences, there are far-reaching consequences that resulted into victory of Magadha. Ajatashatru conquest to Vatsa marked as a major milestone in Magadha rise and dominance of North India. And definitely that provided an expansion of Magadha And the Vatsa influence or Magadha position, definitely politically it was gone, but yes, culturally and economically, that paved way to Magadha to become a powerful nation later on. The legacy of war, definitely the fall of Vatsa marked the turning point in the history of northern India, and Magadha victory actually gave way to a new dominance, a new kind of setting the stage of transformation in terms of economic power, in terms of military power, and of course, Vatsa already a rich kingdom in culture and economic, that also boosted Magadha economy and richness of culture. So, Vatsa and Magadha saga remains a powerful testament of interplay of ambitions and destiny in shaping the course of history. It reminds us that the grandeur or the dignity, fragility of ancient kingdoms, and where every crown actually sought, or every crown or nation has a dream that they fulfill with the expansion, and eventually that result into rise, most of the time rise, and most of the time advancement and upliftment of culture and economy. And when we talk about Ajatashatru as his undying quest for expansion, so he followed the policies of conquest and expansion. He defeated his neighbors, rivals, including King of Kosal and also Kashi. He also included these region in the Magadha. So, in a nutshell, Ajatashatru became a very powerful person, and Magadha also became a very powerful region of North India at that point of time. Ajatashatru occupied Kashi and some other smaller kingdoms also. So, eventually, Ajatashatru made Magadha a very powerful kingdom of North India. So, this is a war which eventually resulted into a rise of a certain dominance, a certain cultural and economic expansion, and gave way to further generation of a rich culture and richness of economic development. So for today, I just want to share this war. And as in the beginning, I told you, wars are very difficult decisions and very difficult process, because there's a lot of bloodshed, there's a lot of people who lose their life. But at the same time, if you will see many wars actually that resulted into technical advancement, cultural advancement, and that becomes a combination of many cultures and viewpoints. So that is also one aspect of it. So today I just discuss about this important war, and I would look forward from your views and what you want to add into this war, which resulted into dominance of Ajatashatru and development of North India at that point of time. So look forward to your comments, and I'll be meeting you again with the next story, a story of war which created waves and created some grandeur in the process of development. Today, all these wars actually combined together, they give us some good, some bad. So look forward from your comments. So till next time, take care. Bye bye. See you.